Hi everybody, this is Ellen. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make the Happy Gummy Bear. I think it's so adorable. Nice and tiny. I know that not all gummy bears look the same, so it might not be quite what you were thinking, but it's what I think was cute. So it's also awesome because it's under 200 bands. It's 198 bands for the gummy bear itself, and then you'll have your eyes and your cheeks. I use 7mm pony beads for this one. They're the smaller ones. So we'll get started. We're going to make a few things ahead of time. Put like this. So you have the eyes. I'm going to use the 7mm pony beads again, but if you don't have those, you can use a band. So if you don't have any beads, you can use a band. It's just whatever color you want the eye to be on the hook, wrapped around into a figure 8. Then you grab both bands, wrap them around again, and then you'll pull through 2 bands that are the color of your gummy bear. So that would be a band eye band. So you want to make 2 of those if you don't have beads. If you do have beads, you want to be able to thread them through something. They are too small to actually just push the bands through. So you want a piece of craft wire or string, thread, floss, anything you can get to a V shape. Take 2 bands, put them down into the center, close it up, and then thread it through your bead. And take out your tool, and then you have a beaded eye band. Just try to twist them like that. So either way, 2 eyes. Then you have your cheeks. They're made the same way as the eyes. Just 1 band, whatever color you want them to be, on the hook, wrapped around into the figure 8. Grab both bands, wrap them around again, and then pull through 2 bands that are the color of your gummy bear. And again, you'll want 2 cheeks. And now we have the ears. Right up there. The ears are 2 bands on the hook, wrapped around to the figure 8. Then you grab all 4 bands, wrap them around again. Then you'll take 2 bands on the hook, wrap them around into a figure 8, or double them. Then you pull what's on your hook over the bands on the end. Pull it down, and then back onto the hook. Kind of center it a little bit. Then take 2 bands, put them on the end of the hook, and you're just going to pull these through the first 4 bands that are on your hook. So you just pull them straight through. Like that. Then you can take your hook out. Then take 2 bands and pull them through the remaining bands on your hook. Like that. So look like that, and you'll need 2 of these, 1 for each ear. And now the little arms. The arm is 1 band on the hook, figure 8. Grab them both, double it. Then it's 2 bands on the hook, doubled. Then you'll pull that through the band on your hook. Back on. And then take through 2 more doubled bands. So 2 bands, double them, pull them through. Try not to snag anything. Back on the hook. And then pull through 2 bands through everything, just straight through. So like that. It's a little arm. You'll need 2 of those as well. So once you have all of that, we can get started with the rest of this. So we have our loom, raw end towards me. Everything will be double banded unless I say differently. But we'll start by, in the center here, we don't expand a whole lot, so just somewhere in the center we want to make a starburst. So from the center, a center pin, go out to the 6 pins around with 2 bands. And you can start anywhere, it doesn't really matter, just so you get the 2 bands out to the 6 pins around. Push those down. And on the center pin, you're going to want a cap band. It's 2 bands wrapped 3 times around. So 1, 2, and 3. Then you'll take your hook, go in through the cap band, find the top 2 bands wherever they are, pull them up through the cap band and back towards themselves. And you'll do that all the way around. So the next 2, and so on. Like that. And you want to push those down. So now we're going to want the ear bands that we made. There's 1 and 2. So the ears, you can start with one side, grab the bands, set them on the loom right here, and then using your hand and probably their hook, grab the other band. The one that's closest to this pin will go on that pin, and then the other one you're going to pull around to the other side. So the ear actually should be wrapped inside of the loom. And then you want 2 bands. Then we'll do the other ear. So grab one side. Put it on, and I'll grab with my hook and hand. You could probably just use your hand too, but maybe make it easier for you to see. But the one closest to this center pin, that's the one that's going to go on the center. And I need to turn around so that I'm the right direction, so that the ear is on the inside. Sorry about that. So make sure your ear is on the right side. So you could put this on so that the ear's on the outside, but then you have to flip it over the pin, and that gets to be a little bit of a pain. Just make sure that the ear is on the inside. Like that. And 2 bands to close it off. Then you want to flip the bottom 4 all the way around. Like that. Now we're going to expand. So we're going to expand these 2 center pins right here. So I'm just going to go and pick up the top 2 bands, and whatever side they're coming from, that's the side that they're going to go to. You kind of lift it up, you can see that they're connected, or I can see, hopefully you can see too, like these are connected to the right side, so they're going to go to the right. And you do that with both center pins. Coming from the right, so they'll go to the right, and the others will go to the left. So like that. Now we're going to do a row all the way around with 2 bands. Like that. Then you'll flip either the bottom 2 or the bottom 4, just so you have 4 left on your pin when you're done. So here's 2, 4, 4, and 2, 2, 4, 4, and 2. Push those down. Now we're going to do our eye row, so you'll want your eyes. Starting right here, 2 bands, then an eye, then 2 bands, another eye, and then 2 bands around the rest. Like that. And you'll flip the bottom 4. Push those down. Next is our cheek row, so you want your cheeks. But it's basically the same way as the eye row, so we'll start with 2 bands here. Then a cheek. Then 2 bands. And another cheek. And then 2 bands around the rest. Like that. And flip your bottom 4. Just tuck in some of it towards the center. Down. Now we'll want to put on our mouth, so it's whatever color you want the mouth to be. I'm going to put it on my hook, double it, kind of fold it up, then take it off and hold it. And I go through the pin right here on the left side of the cheek, go through those bands there, grab that doubled band on my hook, pull it up through and up over the top of the pin. And then you pull it down and it should be wrapped around the bottom of the pin. So I'll kind of hold that out and go in through the one on the right. Grab that band, pull it up and over the top of the pin. Pull it down and it should be wrapped around both pins. And you just slip that up over the top. Push those down. So now we're going to do another row all the way around. So this will be 2 bands. I was thinking that like the glitter bands might make a really sweet like sour gummy bear. I have to try that. Like that. Flip the bottom 4. Push it down. So now we're going to reduce. So we're going to reduce this bottom pin right here. So what I'm going to do is pick up the top 2 bands. Mine are coming from above, so I'm going to take them over to the left. And the other 2, they are coming from the left over here, so they're going to come over to the right or up. Then we're also going to reduce this back pin right here the same way. So you pick up the top 2. Wherever they're coming from, you're taking them to an opposite pin. So mine are coming from the left, so they're going to come over here to the right. And these 2 should come down. So we're going to do a row all the way around. 2 bands. Like that. So now you're going to be flipping the bottom 6 on the end pins and then 4 in the center. So there's the 2 reducing bands and then the 4 on the end pins, and then the middle ones have 4. just so you're leaving 4 bands on the pins when you're done. Like that. Doesn't look very happy. Still doesn't look very happy. Don't worry. So what we want to do is we're going to take these 2 kind of far away pins and we're going to move them back towards the center. So I'm just going to pick up these 4 bands and bring them back to the center pin. Like that. Then do the same thing on the other end. Pick them up and move them towards the center pin. So now we're working on the hexagon again. So now we're going to be adding the arms. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with 2 bands back here, normal. And we have 1 arm. Right here. You kind of point them up for push them up, and then 2 bands, and then our other arm, and then the other 2 spots are 2 bands, like that. Then you flip the bottom 4. Push down. So now we're going to expand again. So how we do that is just like we did before. I'm going to pick up the top 2 bands down here at the bottom center, lift them up. They're coming from the right, so I'm going to take them over to the right. And then the other 2, I'm going to pick up and take them to the left. And up at the top, find the top 2. Mine are coming from the left side, so they're going to go over to the left, and then the other 2 will go over to the right. So we are back again on 6 pins. So now we're going to do some kind of half rows that helped to make them a little pudgier. So on the front side, I'm just going to take 2 bands and go up the front. Like that. And then on the back side, we're going to do the same thing. So it looks like this, bands along the front and the back. And then we're going to only flip the bands that are on these 4 pins right here. So flip the bottom 4. Like that. Push all those down. And we're going to do that one more time. So 2 bands up the front side. And 2 bands on the back side. Like that. And again, only flip the bottom 4, or the middle 4, sorry. Middle 4. Well, you're only flipping the bottom 4 bands on the middle 4 pins. That's kind of right. Like that. Push all those down. Now we're going to do a row all the way around with 2 bands. Like that. Then on the ends, you're going to be flipping 4 from our half rows and then 2 from our expansion. So 6 in total on the end pins. The middle 4 pins will be 4 bands. So here's 6 again on the end. I see we lost an arm in there. Come here. Like that. Looks a little happier now too. Push those down. So we're going to reduce one more time. So we're going to reduce these 2 pins right here. Tuck this in. So again, pick up the top 2 bands. Mine are coming from the right side over here, so I'm going to bring them over to the left. And the other 2 will go to the right. Then opposite corner, pick up the top 2 after I push this over. Now I'll pick up the top 2. They're coming from the left, so they're going to go over to the right. Then the other 2 will go to the left. So we're back again on the 6 pins. So now that we've done that, it is time to start the legs. So now it is definitely very helpful if you have a long hook like this, either a crochet hook, the latch hook that a lot of you got to make the Happy Foods, or if you figured out another option as well. The Rainbow Loom hook does fit underneath here. It just is a little tight towards the end. So what we need to do for the legs is we need to bring up 2 bands up through the center. So these 3 pins right here will be one leg, and these 3 pins over here will be another leg. So I'm going to bring 2 bands that go underneath of the gummy bear from this pin over here to this pin right here. I'm going to pull them through. I usually hook them on the pin kind of as I go over, and then pull them through to the other side and onto the pin. So you can see the band right here is under. Now I'll do the same thing on the other side right away for the other leg. So this one goes between these 2 pins right here. Just get it on, pull it through. So there's the other. So that one's underneath and that one's underneath. Then we'll just take 2 bands and complete the triangle on each leg. So 2 bands right here and here. So that's one leg. And then the other leg as well. So there's the other leg. So we'll flip and just kind of be careful because the bands that we pulled underneath, they kind of want to cross over sometimes, so you want to make sure those are pulled to the top and that you're only flipping over the stuff underneath that. So on this pin it's going to be 6 bands that go over because of the reducing band we had from making it smaller. So all 6 of those will go over. On this front pin up here it'll be 6 as well. So the 2 from reducing and then 4 from the row before. And then right here it'll be 4 bands. So that's the one leg. And we do the same thing on the other leg. So here's our reducing band. And then 4 below. And on the back corner pin, the reducing band and the 4 from the row before. And right here will be 4. Unhook your sides. You can give it a little tug up to give yourself a little bit more room underneath there. The legs aren't that long, so there isn't a whole lot we can time won't make it a little bit easier. So we're going to do that exact same thing again. So let's just first pull those bands underneath of the gummy bear. If you're going to use the rainbow loom hook, I would usually put the bands on the pin on one side, then I kind of hold it down and push it in towards the center, then take my hook through, snag those bands, and if you only get one at a time, get one at a time. But snag them and then pull them under and onto the pin. And then complete that leg with the 2 bands. And once again, other side, 2 bands under. I'm gonna lose it. And then the 2 bands for the rest of the leg. So there's the other leg. So now I'll just be flipping the bottom 4 all the way around. Again, watch out with these bands right here. They're on towards the top, and you're just flipping the bottom 4 from the last row. Alright. So, legs are done. So now we can close this off. So I'm just going to take my hook, go in through the 3 pins on one side for one leg. Be careful with the last one. So once I get it, just kind of stay close to your loom so you can get 2 bands, pull them through. Both ends on the hook, do a slip knot, and then go and do the other side. Pull through 2 bands, both ends back on, and pull through. Give a little squish and a stretch. You might want to grab the ear cap bands, kind of give those a pull out. That's usually it. And then like to go under the cap band in the Starburst that we did first, and then pull that straight up as well. So that helps to kind of shape the head a little bit better. And then with the tail ends, grab them, go down through the leg, come out down next to the tail band, grab them, and pull up without letting go. Try that again. Pull them down through the body until you kind of round off the feet, and then let go. I'm going to do that on both sides. You don't want to pull like too far so you like collapse the feet too much, but you want to make sure that you're pulled enough so that band is secure, because they are, in my case, mine are jelly bands, and those definitely do not like to be tied in knots. There's little booty. Little arms. You're so cute. Oh, so cute. So, fix the cheeks if you need to. Any other little band things, band issues. I need to fix this. It's like a compulsion. Just a little better. And of course, make them happier. It's pretty happy. Alright, adorable little gummy bears. I hope that you enjoyed this. I know we kind of did a lot of crazy increasing, decreasing, and stuff like that, but I think they're so cute, and I love them, and they're tiny, they don't take very many bands, and they're just cute little gummy bears. I'm going to puff his tummy out more. There. You're so cute. But I hope that you love them as much as I do. If you make some of these, definitely share them with me on my Instagram, which is at Crafting Fantastic. A lot of you guys do already, which I really appreciate. I try and catch as many of your pictures and tags and posts as I can. Always kind of sneaking a peek at it, and the hubby's like, put your phone away. But, you know, can't help myself. So, otherwise you can share them with me on my Facebook, which is feelinspiffy or Crafting Fantastic. And then, of course, it'd be fabulous if you'd subscribe to my channel here so you know when I'm coming out with new things. And don't forget to like the videos if you do like them, because that definitely helps other people find my videos too, and makes me feel kind of good knowing that you guys like my videos. So, but thanks you guys so much. I hope that you find these little gummy bears as adorable as I do. Until next time, happy looming.